welcome back. Ross Merriam here with the conclusion of the SCG Tour Spotlight with Jeff Hoagland's Abzan Seasons Pass deck. A disappointing 1-3 finish, and the 1 has an asterisk next to it since I timed out when I was very far ahead in Game 3. I don't know what to make of it. This is a deck that has the Dark Petition Seasons Past engine that should take over going along, but I just wasn't able to assemble it that often. And Jeff certainly has cut down from it with only 1 Seasons Past and the 2 petitions, so you're obviously going to see it less often. But I was sort of relying on the creature lands to do a lot of heavy lifting in longer games, and they just weren't really able to do so, which is weird. I know when I've watched Jeff play the deck, the creature lands have done a lot of heavy lifting, so possible that I was just tactically a little off and maybe should hold my Sylvan Advocates for later. In a couple games, there was a game where I lost a couple to a main deck Tragic Arrogance, so I'm not sure if that was an issue. But for the most part, I was able to get ahead on the first 3 or 4 turns of the game, deal with their early pressure, be at a very healthy life total, and have maybe a Kalidas or Read the Bones back, and my opponent essentially have nothing, and they're just able to find an answer to my one big threat, and I really wasn't able to assemble much from there. I would pressure a little bit with creature lands, but wasn't able to close out the games with them. My opponent would draw enough card advantage to get back into the game pretty easily, or I would fall behind early and just really wasn't able to land any of my Planeswalkers or have time to set up Dark Petition for Seasons Past. It felt like if I had the Kalidases in the games where I fell behind and the Planeswalkers in the games where I was ahead, I probably would have been in good shape, but obviously you can't have it be perfect all the time. Definitely flooded a bit. I think my draws were a little below average, but nothing crazy. Certainly had fine opening hands, and my opponent's mulligan too, so we'll call that a wash. But just came away a little less impressed with the deck than I initially had been. Certainly, these reactive language decks do have some issues where you're on the wrong side of the answer threat equation, where you need to find the right answers to what your opponent's playing. But you're definitely playing some powerful cards and some powerful threats. I wasn't able to do a ton. Fever Visions was certainly an issue in that matchup, and that's sort of a fringe matchup. But I got really mauled by Bant Company. They just have so much card advantage, and that's been the issue with this previous Shadows of Innistrad standard format. The green cards just produce so much inherent card advantage that the color hasn't really seen before, and it's actually difficult for more reactive decks to keep up, even with cards like Read the Bones and Obnic, Celeste, and Sorin that are quite powerful, and in the case of Read the Bones, has seen play in standard formats past. So hopefully this deck gets some new tools with Eldritch Moon, maybe another Planeswalker, maybe a better source of card advantage than Read the Bones, or some more efficient removal spells, or maybe just even another mid-range threat to go along with Sylvan Advocate, so you can start applying some pressure once you deal damage or once you take control in the mid-game. Maybe cut down on some languishes. Not exactly sure, but we're still early in the Eldritch Moon spoiler season, and this is sort of the tail end of this format, but I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Jeff updates the deck and figures it out for the new metagame. He's certainly one to stick with the deck for a little while if he likes it and thinks it's good. Then again, he could just hop around to some new craziness. But yeah, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed it, and you can stay tuned for more content. We're going to be doing a lot of videos with new Eldritch Moon standard cards, and we'll start exploring maybe how those cards fit in with a deck like this. So that is bye for now.